We now turn our attention to boys and the messages that they often internalize from our society. And we're joined tonight by Washington Post investigative reporter Emma Brown, whose new book is To Raise a Boy: Classrooms, Locker Rooms, Bedrooms, and the Hidden Struggles of American Boyhood. Miss Brown, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
I'm looking forward to this also because I do have the book and I have a 7-year-old son at home. You have a son and a daughter, and you write about teaching your girl the mantra, I am strong and fearless, hoping that she can buck some of the more negative stereotypes about girls. But you also write that you didn't have a similar type of motto for your son, at least not before your research for this book. Why is that?
That's right. I mean, I had grown up as a girl getting lots of messages about what it's like to be a girl and about overcoming those messages and overcoming those stereotypes. And to be honest, before I started this book, I had never really grappled with what it's like to be a boy. I think I just figured it was easier. And what I learned in the course of the research for this book, traveling around the country and talking to hundreds of people, I learned it's not easy to be a boy. In fact, it's incredibly challenging. They continue to face so many messages about how they're supposed to be as boys and then eventually as men, messages that can be really damaging to them. And so I finished this book realizing we have so much that we need to do better for boys.
And you write about boys who internalize a stereotypical and restrictive view of masculinity and who feel like they can't talk about their emotions and feelings. Why is this so dangerous to these boys based on your research?
Well, the idea that the boys are not allowed to be like girls is not just about they're not allowed to like pink or sparkles. It is, as you say, also about, there are so many ways in which they learn they are not allowed to be caregivers or admit weakness or connect emotionally with other people. And that limits them when it comes to maintaining close friendships throughout their lives. I mean, I met a 50-year-old man who told me he woke up, at age 50 and realized he was alone. He had friends he could go out with, but he didn't have anyone he could connect with emotionally. And we know from a growing body of research that loneliness and isolation is dangerous for your health. We also know that men in America are nearly 4 times as likely to die by suicide as women, which is just an astonishing number, and I think speaks to the ways in which boys learn they're not supposed to ask for help.
And you cite studies finding that American boys are now lagging behind girls in reading. They're more likely to drop out of school and less likely to enroll in college. Do you think that these trends can be reversed?
I do. I mean, I think that what we teach boys about what it means to be a boy is something that we can change, and is something that we can, we poured a lot of energy, and rightfully so, into teaching girls and women that they can be anything they want to be. And I think we owe boys that same message, that they can take the best of what we have traditionally called feminine and the best of what we have traditionally called masculine, and put those together to build a really healthy, strong relationships and happy lives.
And let's address an even darker point in your book. I found this really particularly surprising. You write that as many as 1 in 6 boys is sexually abused during childhood, which seems like just a stunning number, stunningly large. What are your thoughts on how to stem violence by and against boys?
This was one of the most astonishing things for me, too, in researching this book. And that, sexual violence against boys comes in the ways that we might think about it, like the Catholic Church scandal or Boy Scouts of America, but it also comes at the hands of their peers. And I think, what we need to do is teach boys what we teach our girls from the time they're tiny, which is that their bodies are sacred. Nobody should touch them without their permission. And we need to make them aware that sexual violence is something that can happen to boys, too, so that they feel like they can tell somebody if something happens to them.
You also address the unique challenges of Black boys, particularly those from disadvantaged backgrounds. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I think that when I was in a classroom in Chicago, and I was with a group of Black boys, middle school students, talking about what it's like to be them and talking about what people think about them. And one boy said to me, people still look at boys like us as if we're Emmett Till. They suspect us. They are suspicious of us. And so I think the boys I met were very, a lot of the book is about what we teach boys about relationships and how we teach boys to prevent sexual violence. And boys, Black boys I met and Black young men were very attuned to the fact that people view them as suspicious because of their race.
And let's wrap now on a more hopeful message that you have in the book. You write that you feel lucky to be raising a boy now in this moment. And to circle back to what we started with, your new mantra for your son is, I am strong and gentle. What's your message here?
Yeah, I finished this book with so much hope. I mean, I met so many boys who are working to make change, and I think, and so many other adults who are helping them along the way. And I think about one young boy I met in California, a 12-year-old, who told me, that saying, "Boys will be boys." That means boys can be anything. We can be creative, we can be compassionate, and we don't need to be held back by social stereotypes. And I think our sons right now are growing up in a world where hopefully they're going to get that message about what it means when we say boys will be boys.
To Raise a Boy is available now wherever books are sold. Our thanks to you, Emma Brown. Appreciate you talking with us.
Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.